Hello family, thank you so much for coming back to this channel. My name is Shoni, and what we do here, we feed our spirit. We pay attention to the word of God. We learn the word of God. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking this video, making sure that other people have got opportunity to watch it and invest in their spirit. So I want to talk briefly today about the seasons. We know in the word of God in the book of Ecclesiastes. Hey, today I was able to pronounce it. I used to say Ecclesiastes, and I would hear the pastors and other people, saying Ecclesiastes. And now I've aligned to Ecclesiastes. So if you go to chapter 3, it talks about times and seasons. And I just want us to talk about seasons, to say, as a child of God, do you understand your season? Do you understand the season that you are living, even at this moment? Do you understand the season that you are living in at the moment? Your own season, not other people's seasons, because our seasons differ. Let's just observe trees. Let's just observe trees. Perhaps fruit trees as well. That there are those that are dry in summer, but in winter they are green, they are blossoming. There are those that in spring they are shedding trees, but there are those that are now producing fruits. There are those that in winter they don't wither, they produce fruits. So I think God really is showing us, even through trees and even rivers, there are those that they don't flow the whole year. If you've done geography like me, you will know the perennial and non-perennial rivers. They don't flow the same way. Some they dry in a certain season. So you as a human being, do you understand your season? Do you understand the season that you are in at that moment? Because if you do not understand, you are going to be frustrated. You are going to be confused. You are going to fight, even when it's not time to fight. So you have got to understand your season. The trees, they understand their season. They understand their time. When they shed trees, they know that they are about to produce the manure, and sooner it's going to rain. Those leaves that they have shedded, they are going to decay, and they are going to bring nutrients to the roots. But when a person is going through a moment of losing things, I don't think we can be able to stand. Look at the tree. The tree is able to still stand when it shed leaves. It will shed leaves but remain standing with its branches going up, with its branches not even changing the form and shape. But because the tree understands that I'm doing this is happening for my good. The scriptures will say all things are working together for my good. The tree will understand that this is for my good. I'm going to get nutrients. My roots are going to be nourished. My roots are going to be protected, because when the trees are getting shared, when the leaves are getting shared out of the tree branches, it covers the roots of the tree. When it is sunny, when there is situations, the sun will not be able to penetrate to the roots and make the roots to be dry and dry out the roots. So the tree marvels in that season. It doesn't decide that, okay, let me also give up because I wanted leaves. Now I don't have leaves anymore. Let me might as well just, give up and dry out and die. No. It is just us on humans that when we are in a season of losing things, we feel threatened. We feel dead inside. We feel like it is the end of the world. We feel like we are not loved. We are not comforted. We feel like God has chosen wrath on us and not on others. But it is a season, child of God, that you have to understand that this is the season of losing leaves. But this season is not here to kill me. It's not here to threaten me. It's here to establish me, to make sure that my roots are well established. The tree would want to hold on, but it gets excited when it shares the leaves, because the tree knows that it's going to produce new leaves. And we see the trees producing new leaves, beautiful. But with humans, we never think that when we lose things, we are still going to attain and gain them. I just want us to think broadly about this season of loss. When you are in a season where you are losing things, we'll talk about other seasons later and other situations later. But today, let's focus on the season of loss. When you lose your husband, when you lose your wife, when you lose a child, when you lose a job, when you lose your properties, when you lose money, when you lose family and friends, when you lose yourself, when you lose your sanity, perhaps you were in a car accident, what do? Do you remain in that season? Because the tree doesn't remain in that season. It reproduces. If God has given an ability, a tree, to reproduce and get back to the state in which it was, how much more us? Because David here is saying, what is a man that you are so mindful of, that you put him a little lower than the angels? If you are this valuable to God, do you think he can give that ability to a tree and not give it to you as a human being? You are valuable. You are precious to God. Somehow, I'd like to believe this morning that you have got those abilities, those resilient abilities as a human being to come back like a tree, to come back to blossom, to come back to a state, a different, even a different state that you were. When a tree sheds leaves, it produces even more leaves on its second term. It grows. I cannot be better. Can I be better? Can't I be better? Can't I be better than a tree? Because I am better than a tree. So, child of God, I want you to really remain calm, observe, put God as your reference, because he values you more. Value yourself the way that God values you. May God bless you, and meet you on the next episode as we continue to understand the word of God. Blessings. Goodbye.